Nando, thank you so much for your time today. We are very excited to learn so much from you. My first question is, you've seen so many tech revolutions in your life. I'm just curious to know, how does that differ from what's happening with AI?
I'll answer the way I answer my kids. And I said, I was never expecting at this time of my career to see another revolution like the one that I enjoyed early in my career, which was the internet. And I think AI is the same level of transformative change that's going to have for the next, forever really. If the internet flattened the wall, AI is going to expand it to a point that what we've seen in the first, if you want to call it revolution, is nothing compared to what is coming. So I'm extremely excited. And I try to pass that excitement to them. And for all of you, you're so lucky. You are basically building the future. So changing the world, we do everything. So yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, since we're talking about AI and the different revolution in .com era where you lived through, what is so special about AI this time that's different from the previous innovation that we all had last time?
So if you look at the internet, for example, what it did is connect, right? It connected the world, information flows, access, democratized learning. Everybody could learn anything. If you guys need to do anything, I was changing the other day something on the bicycle of my son on YouTube. For sure, there's somebody has that explained with plenty of detail. So that was the first wave of transformation. That then, created commerce, a new way of doing commerce. Everybody shops online. And then finally, social. All of that still require a lot of our own involvement in each of these tasks. But now AI, what it does is automates the cognitive process, the thinking, the decision making. So that's an extra element of change that you have not seen with any technology. And I will put it at the same level of the transformative change that the internet created. So it's bringing something new that it was not just possible before. And if in the first revolution, human intervention was always required, in this revolution, you're not gonna have human interventions. AI agents will become eventually autonomous. That also comes with some challenges, ethical challenges, how we do this in a way that it's positive, and I think there's many people working on that, including our own company, right? So,
just very curious, because during the .com era, there's actually the speed to scale actually is quite a challenge because the rise of telecom companies actually was developing due to the entire revolutions. So what is your view on this AI trend? Will it be the next 10-year innovation to run, or is it a small bubble that will get everyone fast to speed on this new innovation?
This change is here to stay for sure. We're talking about the next 30, 40, 50 years. And the next revolution, probably driven by quantum, will be building on this revolution, just like this one is building on the internet, right? So it's here to stay. But it's true, to your point, that at the beginning, the hype is
exponential.
It's huge. It was the same during the internet era, right? First years, so many people coming with crazy ideas. They got funded, and of course, the .com crash created, clear the field for those companies that continue to have a really valid business or model or proposition. I'm thinking Google, eBay, Amazon. All of those were pre.com, right? And they continue to succeed post.com. In fact, it made it stronger then because it cleared the landscape of the noise. Right? What we are right now is a lot of noise, right? And I understand, when I speak with fellow executives in other multinationals, there's a lot of noise. So where to focus, what to do, and I can see similarities to that, the late 90s scene. So yeah, it feels a bit familiar, but I do think just like last time, the truth at good value will prevail over any noise, and this is here to stay. It's not about.
While we are on the topic of AI's history as well as the future, can you share a little bit more about what you have learned back when you were in Silicon Valley and how it actually helped you to shape your thinking of technology today?
It's a hard one, but I will say the biggest learning, because again, for years, I remember back in '97, an Asian company making an acquisition in Silicon Valley, and we are management consulting. We did all the analysis that you will imagine, done proper, cash flows analysis, maximum growth ranges, and came with evaluation. Evaluation said, I'm making this up, was 50 million, right? 50 million, that's the highest range you can buy. And the company ended up buying the company for $500 million. So you go back home and you're thinking, did I get it all wrong? There will be moments where, and I learned that through patience and persistence in Silicon Valley, that just hold, right? That things, in the end, the dust will settle and you'll see the classical things that we all learn in life, right? If I do something, do I get a return or payback? Applied then and applies today. So the one thing that I learned is the concept of thinking of use cases, right? So instead of trying to figure out how AI is going to change all your company, all your organization, all your life, just pick 2, 3 that are clear and that you can measure the value. That will be the advice. That worked then well. And then from there, you do incremental improvement. And the second thing will be keep an eye, right? Look at like a scanner constantly seeing, because innovation, in the early days, innovation happens everywhere. The next new innovation may come from somebody, a very small company, and that you're not paying attention, you may miss it, right? And speed is of essence, right, to stay competitive. Don't get carried away by the noise, right?
Speaking about innovation and adoption of AI, we see so many organizations today, they are jumping on AI by building their own AI models or leveraging on AI for their own internal use case. Whereas some organizations, they are holding back because they think that this is just a fad. What would be your advice to new leaders on why it is important to kickstart this AI conversation?
It's, you think of AI as a tool, right? Just like computers you had before, or like the internet, the World Wide Web. If you don't have the tool, a competitor is going to have the tool. Just like in warfare, whoever has the best weapons with a good strategy, they tend to win, right? So you don't want to be left behind. Having said that, as I was saying before, I understand why people may be reticent to make these decisions because there's too much noise. So focus again on a couple of things that are proven for your industry in financial services, manufacturing, commerce. There's retail, there's specific pharma. There are already use cases today that can be leveraged. So that's what I will do. Instead to try to solve for everything, focus on 1 or 2 things that give you already traction. Cisco supply chain, we use AI, we have been using AI for a long time. On commerce, we've been using the commerce platform, we're using AI. Marketing, we're using AI. On customer support, we're using AI. Walk the talk, right? And I think companies should be doing the same. If I'm in pharma and I have an amazing amount of data of testing of drugs efficacy in the past, I can mine that data with AI to maybe discover a new drug or a new use of the drug that wasn't done before. I'm not discovering anything. This is what many advanced pharmaceutical companies are already doing, right? So every industry has that. Just focus on that. Doing nothing, not really an option. That's not a strategy, really.
Thanks a lot, Nando. Those are really great insights. Thank you so much.